All right, all right, all right. What's going on, guys, man? This is Brian Turner, and this is another edition of the Brian Turner Basketball Podcast. So, know it's kind of late, little different flow than usual, but man, I had a nice little momentum going into last week with the videos and the dialogue about pretty much all the basketball playoff stuff that's been going on, and it's good to kind of do a little deep dive into a lot of these games because I got a lot of time on my hands from just a long season, and then you able to kind of digest a lot of the games because right now it's going 2 games or a game almost every night, 2 games almost every night, leading into the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's good to really see these marquee players on this stage right now, and I thought I'll keep it going, and I invited my co-host to come on up, man, and we're gonna do a little deep dive into to these different topics that's going on. I want to get his perspective because man, I'm an old man. I'm in the house, man. I'm probably going to bed probably like around 8:30, 9:30, probably almost every night. So I need to hear from other folks, man. What's the perspective out here? What's going on with some of these guys, or even just these hot topics? So with a lot of different things going on, I got my buddy, man, my pal, to kind of help me fly this plane, and I'm gonna bring him on up. Let me see. Coach Brown, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up?
There he is, man. Man, you've been man hot lately, man, with a lot of the hot topics, man. So like I said, man, I want to kind of do a little deep dive into some things. I know you told me that you didn't see the games earlier, but just
I
the
listened
game.
to some of them on the radio. I was listening because I was in transition a little bit today. Yeah, but I didn't see much. But man, I think we really in the midst of watching a shift in the NBA, man. As far as the power shift, the older guys going out, the young guys coming in, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at and been watching this guy in Orlando, the kid Boncaro. Is that his name?
Yeah.
He
Played at Duke. Yeah.
Dude, man, 30 and 15 today. And he's only was the second youngest player to do that in the playoffs. And the East is going. Boston better go on with your topics, man, because it's a lot. It's a lot.
No. That's a good point because I'm just looking at. So the Cavs ended up. The Cavs beat Orlando.
Right.
Some young firecrackers on the Cavs. You got Darius Garland, a Brad Beal alumni. You got Donovan Mitchell, guy played at Louisville. You got some nice pieces, but I mean, you did make a point when you're just talking about now we at this stage in the game where I don't know if it was probably like late 98, 99 when the NBA was looking for the next MJ, and then you had guys like Grant Hill, you had Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, everybody's vying for who's going to be that next Jordan, and it's a big hole that's missing when you got LeBron on kind of like on his way out, and so so those are some of the things that I kind of want to talk about before we get started, though. If you're watching this on YouTube, man, please like and subscribe to the channel. I think I gave a lot of shout out last time. Just having that momentum, man. I'm trying to just jump in that algorithm of, once you kind of putting out content, man, on a regular basis, and content and shorts and different content, man, YouTube will kind of reward you for it. So this is a way of just kind of keeping things going and just putting things out there. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, man, drop a comment, like it, share it, man. Let's get some shares. I'm not the type of person that asks for folks to cash at me or do some donations, but I really appreciate if you just like and share it, join the conversation, man. Let's get this thing hot and going. And if you want to come up, man, shoot me a text or hit me up, man. We can kind of pull some different folks up and get some different people's perspective. We're coaches. We're in the gym all day long. We talking basketball, But I want to know from the everyday working person, man, that might have kids, that might just be working, going out, man. What are y'all perspective on a lot of these topics that we kind of drop and that we talk about? I like to hear you guys feedback. So another one, Team Seat Geek, man. You know, we got a lot of different shows and a lot of different things going on this summer. Today was Cinco de Mayo, man. Did you get out and about, man? Eat a little Mexican food and
Like you
throw
said,
some
man,
margaritas back, man. I know they said down on Cherokee Street they had the wrestling ring in the middle of the street, and folks was trying to get me to come out. I'm like,
I've been in the
man, look
gym
here.
all weekend from
That's what's
Friday.
up.
My little 8th graders played Saturday. Then Sunday we had an 8 o'clock game. Then I had a game at 11 and 12 out at Larry Hughes, man. So I've been on the horse.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So we had to throw that little bit of business out there, man. Team SeatGeek, use promo code Coach Turner for $20 off your first purchase, man. And so those are a few things. So now let's get back to what we was talking about. So the first topic that I kind of want to kind of get off into, man, is just watching the game the other day. I saw man, Anthony Davis go against the Denver Nuggets. And from just watching Denver and the Lakers series and then watching this Timberwolves series, because I'm gonna be totally honest, I fell asleep on most of the series with the Timberwolves. Didn't really get a chance to do a deep dive really into that series because it was just kind of like, huh. But we all, we was chiming in left and right on that Denver and Lakers series, and we kind of saw the difference in, an old grizzled veteran. It kind of reminded me of George Foreman back in the day, man, when just watching somebody on their last leg, and as much punches as you throw, you really can't knock somebody out. And Denver just had an answer for everything that the Lakers was going back and forth with. But now you watch this Minnesota series, and I'm like, man, Minnesota is built to knock off Denver. I mean, just from every weapon that they have, as far as the bigs, I was really impressed by that. The guy who won the Sixth Man of the Year, Reed, I was really impressed with him. They got an issue with if they're gonna keep Karl Anthony Towns out there, or they're gonna let that boy play, because man, they got bodies after bodies after bodies that they can throw at the Joker. And by the end of that game, man, that man, the Joker was huffing and puffing running up and down that court, and he had to give you everything he had. And Rudy Gobert don't have to double team. He can just play straight up man to man and just give you what you got. And I kind of overheard a conversation on the end, and I forget where I heard it from, but it was just kind of like, we don't glorify defense, and this guy is just holding it down on the defensive end, and it's not sexy, it's not exciting. This is a series of just, this is gonna be a nice series. So give me your hot take on what you saw in that Minnesota game.
Denver, Minnesota, man. Like you said, Denver, man, Minnesota is built to beat them. They can put length and athleticism on the Joker, and basically wear him out, because everything got to go through him.
Right.
Porter can't get his looks. The other guy, he's hurt. The guard, what's his name?
Murray banged up.
Murray's leg is hurt, so he's not going at
Murray banged up. It's a couple guys over there banged up.
Right, they said, and then you got Conley. Conley can orchestrate the whole thing, not worry about scoring, put everybody where they supposed to be, and just run the team. And now you got the X factor. Edwards, man, and what he bringing, it ain't all about basketball, man. It's something inside of him, man. He got that X factor. It's something inside of him, man.
It's
we ain't
brewing,
say
right?
Right now, he has put himself in a position that whatever he needed to do, he has done. I can remember being watching when Jordan was going strong. I was not a Michael Jordan fan. I was looking for everybody to get after him. I was a Piston fan. You know what I mean? But I mean, it was the last shot, he'll knock you down. You know, everything he needed to do, he did it. You know, if I need 50, I'm gonna get 50. And that's what this guy is doing, man. So far, anything they've needed to do, he's done it. You know, so it's gonna be real interesting to see, man. And what he is doing also is, man, he's shutting the West down. The way they did Phoenix had to blow up their team. Remember, it used to be Booker was gonna be the next Kobe and all that, man, and on the Olympic team, and where was they gonna put Edwards, man? I mean, Phoenix don't have no team right now because of this, man. You know, so
man, and so you think he one of these type of guys, these transitional guys that you see, these generational guys, man, that just got that dog, that dagger, that, you know, we've been trying to give it to a lot of different players, man, around, you know, think about it. We always trying to give that type of, you know, the dagger, the Mamba mentality, all these guys that supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. This dude doing it at 22.
Right. That's what I mean.
22 years old, man.
Dude.
Think about it. You 22 years old, just supposed to just be kind of coming out of what is this the time that you're supposed to be coming out of college at this age?
Right. Think
man,
Banchero, man. He's 22. How old is the dude in San Antonio? He's 19, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to these are the guys that's finna be the face of the NBA in a couple years.
No, they here, man. They here. This is it, man. Wait till the Olympics. Wait till the Olympics. You gonna see Gilgeous and them guys playing with Canada. You go see the one guy playing with France. You know what I mean? The American, they gonna be the old men. They're gonna be the old men. You know,
so then you got a dilemma with like who do you play? Like you said, this kid is just going out there, man, looking like he taking everybody by storm. And I know the conversation that we started on here when we talked about that the USA team might not even have a champion on the team.
He might be the champ.
It might get to the point he might be the champ that lead the USA.
And you think he gonna be wanting to slow it down and wait on LeBron and KD and all them dudes to get across the half court? Hell no, they're gonna have to find some people that's gonna keep up with him, man.
It's gonna be cringe-worthy watching them guys, man.
This is I'm gonna stay on this topic because you're gonna get to the East. You're gonna get to the East.
No. So no, I just wanted to just kind of break down, just to the point where not like a deep dive, but we kind of hit on all of the subjects as far as this Denver has put up, man, a good fight with building the team, building the organization, where, the Joker, you had to make some decisions whether to, right off the bat, these guys weren't the sexy pick coming right out. You can look and see now teams are building from, Denver. I'm just saying when they first try to, get this team together, the Joker, you had Michael Porter Jr., some of these, Michael Porter Jr., Murray, all these guys were in the early lottery. And so you have an organization where it's kind of like a hit or miss. It's somewhat luck in a sense, because one draft pick, you send one player away, could hurt your whole franchise for the next 10, 15 years. Right. We saw when it broke up in OKC, where we kept saying, man, OKC was going to be the team of, remind you of the Lakers and the Celtics. They could possibly be in the championship game every single year with that core. They made one bad decision, broke that team up, and now they had to wait a while for this next young group to get back. Same with Denver. Denver had to, wait around for a while to see, man, what do we do? We took a chance on Joker. I think they didn't make the playoffs the first couple of years. They was constantly fighting. But then he came into his own. Then it was a little bit of luck.
But you got to look at it like this too, man. The last couple of years, the Joker been the best player. I don't think he's the best player right now. You know what I mean? He was the MVP last couple of years. This year, he clearly is not the best player. Right now, you have to say, even just it's been one game, but throughout the playoffs, it looked like Edwards is claiming that, man, that I am the best player kind of thing, man. And he doing it, man. It ain't just basketball. He competing, He competing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched when they were out there against Phoenix, the Devin Booker went to the bag. He blocked his dunk. You know what I mean? He making the plays. I don't care who it is. He making plays on KD. You know what I mean? But I mean, for me right now, Devin Booker ain't even in the conversation no more after that. I mean, that whole and we talking about the game, man. He had 50 points. He had 49 points, something like that. But it was clear he wasn't the best player. Clear,
Right.
So I don't know that all that's gonna have to be rethought, man. All of it.
Wow. So
From
even just
Minnesota.
talking about just the yeah, so even just talking about the evolution of, because Denver, Minnesota, like some of these teams are not the hot, sexy, high profile markets, right? Where it's a situation where, for years, it always had to be the LAs in it, the Miamis, now within the last couple of years, you had smaller markets of international players where these international players come over and they don't have to be in the bright light. Really, I think it's a bad idea that they go to those big city teams because the focus is not there.
Right.
You get somebody like Giannis coming from wherever he come from to go to a Milwaukee small town. He can just live his life. I mean, obviously, you're going to get the purse for being an NBA player in any city, but at the same time, it's not overindulgent of just too much going on. You can stay focused. Remember a time I went up there and watched him, and I never forget, it was Jabari Parker was the second pick in the draft, and everybody was so high on them. We got a chance to go up there and kind of sit in the front office and watch the practice, and those guys were all around, and everybody was high. You saw Jabari Parker. He had his entourage with him. Chicago and Milwaukee's not too far from each other. You got guys that's around, feeding that ego. He was the second pick.
Right.
So it was funny to watch these guys doing training camp because, they practiced twice a day. And it was a situation where they had a morning practice or early practice, no contact. Then they left for lunch. The guys who were really, really serious about the game stuck around and they stayed there because I think the next practice started at 3. But to my point is, somebody like Giannis didn't leave the facility. He stayed there the whole time, worked on his shot, worked on his game. It was his job, right? He was putting almost 12 hours in the facility, but you had younger guys. You can tell the guys who were, who already signed max deals, who already signed contracts to where they looking at it like, oh, I got it. Boom. It's time to practice over with. I'm out of here. Then I'll come back later on. But I think you're getting a resurgence of the evolution of the NBA is I can go overseas. I can get me one of these foreign-born players who probably they probably coming from some of the probably worse situations than what we are dealing with in the United States, and we can put them up in modest situations and have them just work on their game. I mean, what you think about that?
I feel that, but I'm looking at it kind of like like you're saying, the evolution of the game. Whereas I'm looking at these 4 and 5 year college players coming out too. They ready to play now versus, like you said, a lot of them early draft picks, them guys was 18, 19 years old. They weren't pros. You know what I'm saying? Where and now, granted, you have some anomalies, some guys that they just built for it, but for the most part, like you say, they not approaching it like no job. It ain't a grind necessarily. So I think it's kind of both things, like what you said, but I think I really think in these next couple of years, because I'm looking at the way the NCAA tournament looked. With some of the older players that were out there that were playing well, and they'll come in. They may not be first round picks or whatever, but there are a lot of guys out there, man, that can come in and be ready to play right out of college, you know. So I think it's just like you say, the evolution of the game, man, it's going, and it's evolving fast, because I'm gonna tell you now, we talking about Ant-Man right now. He better get this one, because the dude at San Antonio, man, it's a wrap, man. After it might be a wrap next year, man, because you know do
you go ahead?
No, dude, he'll walk. You thought Westbrook was a walking triple double? You know what I mean? This guy, man,
from the defensive end, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he could be a quad double, man. You know what I mean? He gonna get the blocks, he gonna get the assists, he gonna get the rebounds, and he gonna score. He the little man
and
that
he might be one of these guys that can hit the first 10 3-pointers in the NBA. At the first 7,
that's what I mean. He can
think bold and hit them.
You know, he is the guy, man, that you've been creating on PlayStation your whole life. He is that guy. He that guy, man.
So you say Wembley is the guy that folks been creating on PlayStation, boy, your whole life?
Huh? On 2K. He tall, he can dunk, he can shoot threes, he can handle the ball on the fast break, you know, block everybody's shot. What you gonna do? And he in the right place. They gonna put a system around him. They gonna put something around him, man. Ain't gonna be no craziness. And it's a smaller market, like you were saying.
Yeah, no, because I mean, it's starting to make sense. Like a lot of, like you can tell, like a lot of these leagues, and not just the NBA, the NFL, to a degree, man, it's a copycat league. Folks don't have time to be sitting around, because you got to think a lot of these executives, man, they don't really know a lot. They come from a world of business. A lot of these guys don't, you know, the whole analytics side was brought to the game to take away the feeling of the game. If you on the court, you got necks, you got winners. You're not finna look at stats to see who I'm finna pick up on the sideline for me to win me some games in a pickup game. You going by, if you a hooper, man, who can hoop? What I'm looking at, I know this kid can play, this person can play, this person can play. Let's get out there. We finna run the court. We're not looking at no box score to see who we need. So the analytics was brought to the game to bring a whole nother element to the game to justify keeping you know, some mess out. A lot of these executives make decisions based on what's on paper and not the field. Now we're in a situation where what's working, the international player, the small market, we can go get some. And I'm gonna have to pull up the mock draft and see who are the next few guys who could be the next generational players in the mock draft. But I guarantee a lot of the kids are coming from overseas.
Yeah, no doubt. It's some, no, that, like I said, the Olympics, man, is gonna be real interesting. I can't wait, because you're gonna see these young guys, they gonna play. You know, I mean, and they not afraid. You know what I mean? There was a point where they was afraid of the NBA guys, but they not afraid of them, man, no more. You know, and you look at the established players that are going home to play for their home countries, man. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting, man.
Here, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Here is the I'm gonna share my screen. Check this out. Can you see that? So here's a list of the 2024 mock draft. Okay, and for folks that's out there chiming in on Facebook, shout out to Randy, man, Coach BT live again, baby. Yeah, man, I'm trying to keep it going. So here we go. It says Detroit right now has the first pick, and they're looking at an international player right here from France, 6'9", 200 pounds. I can't even pronounce Zachariah. Is that how you pronounce that name?
I seen some tape of him.
So,
and see, like I said, you're gonna see these guys in the Olympics, man.
Let's see if we can take a look at this. Let me cut this down. Let's look at these highlights. Can you see that? Let's look and see what this guy can do. And I didn't get a chance to check his age, but You know. Man, just a good feel of the game. And that was the World Cup. And so yeah, 6'9".
You think about
So we got this guy coming. So he coming. All right.
Think about
And
what's
then this
his
other guy,
name should
another
have played.
France.
They must have promised him something. Wasn't he supposed to play for France too? Embiid before he decided. I think his other option was France.
I heard about that, man. They must have, man, cut a little backdoor deal with him. Here's another guy, Alexandre Sarr, 7'1", 7'1", 205 center. Take a look at his highlights. Let's see what he got going on. And they probably might have been on the same. But think about this, Pat. These guys are all on the same team. So remember, we just talked about in the World Games. The World Games will have to. These guys will probably be competing or on the team. Okay. Man, like little baby deer, man. Look at these guys. Wow. And again, this is not us bashing anything that the USA has going on. We're just basically just saying, like, I mean, hey, folks just got to get ready for just the evolution of the game, you know. So I mean that's just how I look at it. So yeah, so the next conversation we let's move it to the East, okay, real quick. So man, we saw, man, a battle, man. It was like a Hagler and Hearns fight, man, between the 76ers and the Knicks.
Right.
And it was blow for blow. At any moment, it was like whoever was gonna have the ball, the last possession, was gonna come out victorious. And so watching the kid like Maxey, watching Embiid, watching, you know, the nucleus of that team, it's some nice young players out here, man. And then Brunson just took the cake with just how he played. Now, we had some debate. I had some debate with some folks not too long ago where we was talking about prime Brunson, prime Harden, because in a sense, Harden put fear in a lot of folks. Like, and this is not to bash the Harden that we're seeing on the Clippers, but to put the ball in somebody's hand and say, run a franchise, run a team. I'm watching a Brunson play, and I'm looking at Brunson as like, this is what we saw when we had Harden at his prime. But Brunson is just a dog, man. So give me a little feedback on what you think about Brunson and what you saw in that Knicks series.
Brunson, the difference between Brunson and Harden, you got a situation where, let me get some water. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh man, we chopping it up, man. We live right now, man. Coach Turner podcast, man. We doing a little up late session. I had to jump on and do me a live to kind of keep my momentum going, because we already know, man, when we get in the heart of this is the end of the year, man. It's May, Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to everybody who celebrated Cinco de Mayo today, man. You got out and about, you got around town. And if you're listening to this tomorrow on the playback, man, shout out to you guys too if you had a little fun today. But yeah, we're doing a deep dive talking about the NBA playoffs. We just had a conversation with Coach Brown, man. He's helping me out, man, co-hosting. He's we're doing a deep dive. Now we're kind of talking about the Eastern Conference and the Knicks, and we was just doing a comparison to James Harden and Jalen Brunson. So, Coach, go ahead.
You think about Brunson's role when he was in Dallas. His role, man, was not he wasn't the first scorer. I don't even think he was the second option. Versus
he was just a traditional point guard.
Right. He gonna do whatever it take to win. Right now, they need him to score to win. You know what I mean? Where Harden's attitude has always been, he gonna score, you know, whether we win it or not. That was his role in it, you know. And when he got in a situation where we need you to run the team because you got, MB was the MVP. He couldn't do it. Or he didn't want to do it. I don't know what it was. So, I mean.
Who are you talking about for
Harden when he was at the 76ers? So.
Oh, yeah. He done had a bad few couple of years, man. Like it's been bad as far as
he just ain't been a winning player, man. He ain't a winning player.
Right.
Some guys put up the numbers and all that, but they don't win, So I mean, it ain't a lack of talent, so some people just not winning players. That's the only way I can put it.
But do you get to that point in your career where you look at it and you say, you know what, man, I've done everything. I done led the league in scoring. I done had the MVPs. This is what I should be doing right now. Do we ever get to that point in a player's career when you looked at, first of all, not to say that his legacy is ruined, but the traditional legacy, and I always compare it to, if you're going to put a statue, if James Harden had a statue, where would you put his statue?
Right.
Exactly. So your legacy is kind of not tarnished, but you've kind of missed out on something unless you ride it on out and you a guy like a John Sally, a Robert Parrish, or now I ain't gonna even go back there for. I'm gonna even say somebody like a Jason Kidd, somebody who can just get into a role. Your role just may be to shoot 3-pointers on a championship team and be a catalyst to work on your next transition of what your career is.
To be a piece, basically.
You would come to a point like that, but is he that type of player to where he's a piece?
Now, James Harden. Tell you, a player that got to a point in their career and they never did do it like that was Allen Iverson. Iverson never did get to it when he got a chance to be a piece and went to Denver. You know what I mean? It didn't happen. He couldn't do it. And he ended up retiring.
Right. And tried to, man. I mean,
LeBron is kind of at that place, man, where he is a piece, man. When you ain't gotta run it through you. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Yeah, we gonna talk about that. I got one more subject, one more topic I want to talk about with you when we get to that. But yeah, let's go back to Brunson. So Brunson is a dog.
Brunson can be a piece. He didn't prove he could be a piece, but he also proven right now, given he could carry it. Because right now they playing off of him. They ain't playing off of they down a couple of players, So
right. Nah, but they look more like a team, and I think they comfortable and this is going to be a situation in this this Indiana series. Indiana got some guys banged up, but they play like a team. So now we at that level of the NBA where it's guys should be taking note of these are the teams. These are the teams that are advancing. Yeah, you got a star, but within that team, who's going to emerge as that star that can be that guy that can get a team over the hump? So tell me what we're going to see in this series.
I'm going to tell you, you talking about Knicks and Pacers, right?
The Knicks and Pacers, yeah, with Jalen Brunson, Halliburton, like it's going to be a big sloppy knocker, man.
Say, right now, the Pacers are dangerous, number one, because they kind of got a different style of play. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. The Knicks are grinding. The Pacers going to want to get up and down. They're going to want to get up and down, and we get ready to find out how good Halliburton is. You think about it. Sacramento chose De'Aaron Fox over Halliburton. And ain't Halliburton on the Olympic team too?
They got him on the Olympic team, yep.
Yeah, he on the Olympic team
that's
too.
Ooh.
So, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
He can end up in the championship. Because I'm like, so some stuff getting ready to happen. Some stuff I kind of because I'm like, so some stuff getting ready to happen. Some stuff I kind of because I'm like, so some stuff getting ready to happen. Some stuff I kind of because I'm. We got some feedback.
No, I had an echo on there. No, So what's my guy name? Halliburton. Yeah, they picked Halliburton, and then even too, just the whole layout of how they rolled out the USA team was just kind of I ain't gonna say a debacle, but it needed to be a little bit more sealed tight. So, but you say Styles make fights. New York got a chance. Indiana got a chance of. Do you think this is gonna go 7?
Why wouldn't it? I mean, Indiana, man, Siakam bona fide. You know, he done won one. I mean,
right.
he bona fide, man. He a 6'10" player bona fide. Miles Turner, they big players are
Miles
playing
Turner
good.
is. I was just gonna say Miles Turner is playing like a straight up grizzled veteran. That's just
Mm-hmm.
about his business. He come in, do what
Yeah.
he's supposed to do, have a great
And
game, and
he's
go ahead.
big, man, and he out on that perimeter. And right now, the Knicks are suffering their center a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We gonna find out how good Halliburton is, you know, because it's coming
Right.
down to him
But
and
again,
Bronson.
man,
They're gonna be heads up.
we all know at this time of the stage of the year, man, everybody is hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is banged up. And this is where we talk about, man, this separate the men from the boys. This is not, low management. Man, what is low management? This is where you supposed to work every single day. Don't you get up and go to work every day? I get up and
Every
go to
day.
work every day. This is a time where these guys got to get up and go to work every day, and they got to just lay it out on the line. If you want to be remembered as one of these players that are franchise worthy of getting the job done,
What it
you
is
know?
now, they got to compete. That's what it is. Compete, man.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody ain't. Some people trying to play, but they not trying to compete. You know, not for real. You know, we get ready to
Man, and
see.
then I wanted to. I got this right here. I want to read this real quick because we were still talking about the Jalen Brunson and his situation as being the new king of New York. Especially, man, just the Garden is popping. The Garden is, man, is
Mhm.
it's always something where when New York or LA, when they hot and they got a good product, the NBA is fun to watch. And the NBA is fun to watch when you see the guys in the Garden, Spike
Mhm.
Lee's, all of the, from it was a point, and I don't know if you caught this, but it was a point when they played the 76ers. And I think it was in the Gardens, but it might have been the game the Knicks lost. But they had all the old Knicks out there front row.
That's what
And
I
I
was
was
getting
thinking to
ready to say,
myself,
man. A lot of
man,
them guys.
like
I
that
saw
bad luck,
Freewell
man.
sitting out there. Yeah, that was cool.
Sprewell, Mella, and I liked it, but at the same time, I was looking at it as just like, man, don't y'all getting a little bit too happy right now, man.
They
This is
better.
the Knicks. This is
They
the,
better.
you know what I'm saying?
It's just
Because
what it
but
is. It's just
they
like
ended up
when you're in
losing that
LA.
game.
It's just like when you're in LA,
Mm-hmm.
the stars come out, you know, all the old Lakers and all. That's where it's supposed to be. No, I like
Right.
that, man. I saw Bernard King
But
sitting down there.
man, you
No,
had
that's the way it's
Bernard, you had
supposed to
Starks.
be.
Stark's
Starts.
been going heavy lately up in the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's nice and fun. But here, check this out. I'm gonna read this real quick from what was this? It says NBA legend apologizes to Brunson. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Um, let me get your feedback on this. I'll just read a little bit of it. So it says, it's not often Paul Pierce admits he's wrong. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. But he was wrong about Jalen Brunson, and he has owned up to it. Pierce had a bet that the Knicks wouldn't make it past the first round, that Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid had the team covered. The Celtics champion had Maxey and Embiid as the two top players in the series, with Brunson third. He has now realized he was gravely mistaken. First off, I'd like to say I'm sorry to the Knicks and Jalen Brunson because I've shown them no respect. But after the first round, my hats is off to him. I didn't see this coming, Skip. I really didn't. When I look at the series before it started, and I thought Philadelphia just had too much manpower for the short-handed Knicks. All right. Brunson took the Knicks on his back since the team's main offensive player, Julius Randle, was out for the entire series. Did I know that Jalen Brunson was going to play well? Pierce said. I thought he would play well, but I didn't know he was going to play that well. So
Mm-hmm.
we got a situation where a lot of guys eating their words, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, So give
Brunson
me
has
your
proven,
go ahead.
man, he could go out there and make happen what need to happen, man. If they needed 40, he'll get 40. Even if he got to take 35 shots, he willing to grind it out, man. You know, he'll take the last
Mm-hmm.
shot. Everybody ain't built like that.
Right.
They
Nah.
not.
You're right, because I looked up and he took almost every shot one time, and I was just like, man,
Yeah. He ain't
you
scared to
know.
miss.
Mm-hmm.
He
Right.
ain't
So
scared to miss.
all right. So all right, moving on. So we got we kind of talked about the West a little bit with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. We talked about the East with the Knicks and the Pacers. Let me see what else we got. Kyrie, man, tell me how special is Kyrie, Coach?
I have never really been a Kyrie fan. I mean, you respect his talent. You know what I mean? It ain't
Mm-hmm.
you can't get around his talent, man. But it's always been something, you know, other than basketball. You know what I'm saying? If he
Right.
can keep it basketball, you know,
Mm-hmm.
fine. You know, would I want him on my team necessarily, even with all the talent? Probably not. You know, the headache, and it's
It's
just
too much, huh?
too much, man. It's too much, and
Mm-hmm.
granted, like you said, he in the situation now. Now this is another question with Dallas even. Dallas man gonna sit around and kick themselves in the back every day that they let Brunson walk away. They could have had Brunson for little or
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Little or nothing, man. And they let him walk away, man. And now you got Kyrie in there trying to fill that void right there, man. So like I said, I'm not a Kyrie guy. I don't know if I'm,
Mm-hmm.
really. I've never really been
No,
a
I'm
Kyrie
I'm
guy.
just I'm just looking at we talk about classic players that kind of, I'm not gonna say mess their legacy up, because again, when it's between the lines, I feel like, man, he's one of the best, if
Mm-hmm.
not the best, scoring point guards, scoring
Right.
guards. I just say guards because
Talent
the
can't be
NBA, I
denied.
mean, it's positionless. Yeah, because I mean the kid has just got bona fide, like, if he was 6'6", we'll be talking about, hey, this kid is better than Kobe. If he was
Right.
6'6", 6'7",
Right.
with all of the stuff that he can do, I think he's another one that is just this type of player. And we're gonna talk about it in a little bit, but is he more like an AAU type player, to where
Yes.
these guys just want to play on all these different
Yes.
teams, and he's
Yes.
just at the pinnacle of, that's the residue of what we getting from right now from watching AAU basketball or high elite basketball at this age. But it was kicked off by a player like a Kyrie Irving. So give me
Right.
your feedback on that. Or is that what we're watching in the a league representation of what's going on at the youth level?
It is, because it's a lot of clear out basketball. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's I mean, and I'm even thinking about the kids that I saw this weekend. I mean, it's almost a situation of uh, the way the kids play now is it's with the training and all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of them do is, and the training part of it is tricky too, because most of the training that these kids do, everything is done with the ball. You know,
Right.
they don't
Mm-hmm.
know what to do without the ball.
Right.
And most of
Mm-hmm.
the game they're gonna play probably without the ball. But they
Mm-hmm.
put in all these hours in with training. So when the ball gets swung to a kid, what does everybody tell them to do? Go, go, go.
Right.
And go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it turns
Yeah.
into, man. And you think about the NBA teams that are successful right now, and they have some type of system. you know, or some that they
Mm-hmm.
play out. Like Denver been playing off the Joker, basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
He can get his shot, and then he can get other people their shot. You know, that's been their whole thing. Before that, Golden State had their system where they ran the ball and they had shooters, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you in the AAU game, like even now, I mean, it's hard, man. It's hard, and you see somebody's gonna talk about even with the officiating with it. You know, it's so
Mm-hmm.
it's so crazy, man. It's too much, man. It's overkill, man. It's and the game is deteriorating through it because and you even know from the kids that you have seen come up through the AAU ranks and how many of them actually end up playing and being a part of a
Mm-hmm.
high school program. It's not many, you know.
Right.
It ain't really many,
Yeah.
you know.
Nah, I mean, well, I had this conversation a lot that a lot of these kids that, we see that's ranked, that we see that's on this circuit, only a small amount is going to even make an impact at the high school level. Some of these kids get burnt out from just, I'm not going to say bad coaching, but a lot of it is bad coaching. You getting guys that just are just so obsessed with winning and not obsessed with the development. And a lot of the development comes from just if you're around kids and for one, if you just around kids and you know the nature of just like how they develop, a lot of these kids haven't even tapped into the potential that they may have if they continue to learn new things. But you're emphasizing a lot of things that you're seeing, like you said, on the TV, and you can give a lot of blame. And I heard Charles Barkley talk about this, man. Think about a lot of the blame could be put on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days when we watched Sports Center
Mm-hmm.
would always have probably like about a minute highlight, but you
Uh-huh.
saw steals, you saw
Right,
blocks, you saw
right.
charges, you saw all these other things. But now the notion of everything got to be bang, 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 and it's attention, that they only want to put the highlights on there. You're only gonna see a
Mm-hmm.
dunk, a highlight, the latest
Right.
crossover, the latest this, that, and the third. So there's no emphasis on the kids to even learn or look at that, to value that. Like, man, will you get a value out of a deflection? You
Mm-hmm.
stopping the momentum of somebody coming down the corner, you smack the ball out of bounds. Now you can set your defense,
Right.
but it would take a good coach to instill something like that in a kid. But do you have time to plant that seed for the long haul? And the NBA has always been a different type of game than college, than in high school. But now it's kind of like now the more of the emphasis is trying to make the high school, the youth, the college game more like the NBA. But then when you see once you get up there, the NBA is constantly changing. And we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna see in the summer to where our style of basketball work on the world stage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's yet to be
It's
determined
on
because I mean
trial.
we just laid an egg. Yeah, it's on trial. Yeah. So do the owners go back to people like me and you at the youth level, making sure that we teaching and breaking down fundamentals, or should more emphasis be on the training, the working out, doing this, that, and the third, or should it be on trying to plant more seeds for the duration of the kid to try to get better? Because some kid that may be an elite player, maybe his junior year, senior, when he hit his growth spurt, hit puberty, may not even be playing basketball right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's yet to be
And
determined. So give me your feedback on that.
it's I had this conversation with my 8th grade kids when and even I started having it with them when they 6th graders actually. And
Mm-hmm.
I talk about how you guys will spend all this time go playing AAU and doing this and doing that. And then when you get to high school, somebody on the football team that ain't never played basketball will come and get your job. You know, simply,
Mm.
based on uh team concept. I need somebody that can go and
Mm-hmm.
rebound the ball. And
Yeah.
we not teaching that. We ain't teaching that. That ain't part of the training, you know.
That ain't
Or
sexy enough. That's not gonna get
it ain't
folks through the
sexy enough,
door.
right? Ain't doing it. They not gonna do it, you know. So, you know, I think, and then a lot of it is, man, when I first started at Larry Hughes, it was this guy that came in and ran the training, and he took over the training program. And for the life of me, I can't think of his name right now. But when he something he told me, man, he said, one thing you have to do, man, when you doing this, man, be honest. Be honest with the players and be honest with the parent. You know, it may not be something they want to hear, or something they want to necessarily feed into, but be honest with them, you know. And a lot of people not honest, you know what I mean, with the parent, and the parents ain't, you know, it's a situation where, like you were talking about, players going to, you know, decisions where the players and the parents got to take some responsibility in where they go. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In this AAU situation, when they go to the next level, it's a lot of, you got a situation where you got kids going places where they know they're not gonna play. You not,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, it's sexy to go to this school or get to
Right.
that school, but you not gonna, you ain't gonna. They probably won't even let you in the gym, where you could have went
Mm-hmm.
here and had the opportunity to play and develop. You know, maybe not win as many games off the top or whatever, but develop into something. And people don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, they don't. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Is it one of those things where it's just folks don't have the patience, or
exactly.
it's a society thing where everything
It's
is so
every
we
instant.
in the notion of this is the PPP loan era to where everybody got it instantly, and they think
Instant.
everybody or everything around them is supposed to be an instant bam and an instant
Mm-hmm.
success. And
Mm-hmm.
when you hinder that, when you stop
And
that
then,
progress from
but
happening.
think about think about this. At the AAU level, what is success? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
What is success? A lot of people
mm,
goes, okay, well, we won this many games, but then now the kids can't go and make their high school team. You know what I'm saying? Can't get a
right.
coach, at that level, So you have to ask yourself, what is success? You know, what is a
Mhm.
successful season with me? Some people want to go somewhere where it's just gonna be comfortable. I can go and do, run over here and shoot the ball over here. Or do I want to be uncomfortable and put myself in a role where here on this AAU team, I have to run the team. I have to be I have to
Mhm.
rebound, to get better.
Right.
Everybody, like you say, looking to be comfortable. So I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah, and no, but Don, that's a good point, because like what we always say, like the summertime is for you. That's what
Right,
you supposed to be working on, whatever you supposed to be working on. When the season start, then that's for us. Put the system
right,
in, let's work the system. Let's go about trying to accomplish certain things like that. But like you said, it's no once AAU, and I hate that they still call it AAU, because
it's
is it
not.
really AAU? It's
No,
not,
it's
it's
not.
not really
It's not.
AAU. It's just
It's not.
that's just the name that people are comfortable with. And which gets me to the next point, when when you're trying to sell something or trying to explain a process to a parent or to who's ever around the kids coming up, that put yourself around experts. If I got to go to the dentist, if I got to go get a oil change or I'm taking my car to those experts that know how to work on those things. It's
Right,
too many times as parents and around these kids, we put our kids, which is supposed to be the most valuable thing that we have as far as an investment, from an investment standpoint, we put them in the hands of folks that are not experts. Then you're looking for an outcome from something that's not. It's like a diagnosis. You finna get a
mm-hmm.
diagnosis from somebody that's not an expert. Then all of a sudden you look around and the game is all messed up. And you're like,
You
man,
didn't
what
get the
part of the
result
game
that
is
you're
this?
looking
Like,
for.
yeah, man. So it's kind of like it's nuts and it's crazy, but and then it's like a trickle down effect to where you got bruised egos, people's feelings get hurt, and it's a mess. I want to show you this, and I want to get your feedback on this because it's going to transition into what we was just kind of talking about with the AAU stuff. But and I can't wait. And I got some shows lined up with me getting some officials out here because I'm still hammering home this notion that we need to get. We want to have better officials involved in the game. And shout out to the high school kids this weekend that worked. We had a couple games this weekend, and we had some high school kid referees that did an amazing job, man. And I got their information down for having them. I want them to start coming back out and around. But we didn't have any issues with parents or anything like that. But check this out. So for the folks that's looking, I want y'all to look at this situation. This was sent to me, and I got two different subjects I want to show you. But her trip off of this. Let me see if I can load this up. All right. Now I don't know how old this is, but it's funny that somebody sent this to me. And just check this out, man. And I'm gonna put this because I don't want all the. But just look at this mess. You get this mess that goes on, and at any given time, you can just cut on social media, and this type of stuff is running rampant through somebody's feed.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Just you know. You got this guy right here who's holding the video camera at the referee. So obviously, I guarantee the game didn't probably go his way. Foul. That's a foul. That's a travel. That's a this. That's a that. Probably was barking at the whole game. Then the kids probably missed a ton of free throws from the fouls that they did call. And layups, and probably turned the ball over left and right. Then the game probably came down to the last couple possessions, and it didn't go their way. And then at the end of the day, it's the referee's fault. And you got a grown man who probably traveled, took these kids probably, man,
like
4
you said,
hours.
Somebody that trusted their kids with.
So you done trusted your kid with this dude,
right?
Driving 4 hours. No, trusting your girls. You got this dude. And he kicked this off. And now you got this little baby out there running up, and then here goes somebody else that just ran from the stands. Then my
man suplexed the referee.
Man. So give me your take on that, man. How do you deal with situations like that at events or at games? Is it the fault of the person who's hosting it, the organization? Because I want to hear your take on it, and then I got something else I'm gonna show you.
It's blame to go all the way around. I mean, I always go in telling my kids, do not expect any calls. I mean, do not, but the officials too. I mean, the organizations, when you have these tournaments, they have to take some culpability on who they got out there refereeing also. You play a 8 o'clock game and a 3 o'clock game, and it's the same referee still out there running up and down the court, man. You know what I'm saying? What you think you gonna get? Now he was bad at 8 o'clock. Now imagine what he gonna be like at 3 o'clock. And we had that situation recently with this dude, man.
Man.
So you know what you're getting, and I always just tell the kids, control what you can control. That's all you can do, man.
Right.
And like you say, we played today, man, down in a tournament down there, man, the ball is wife situation. And the guy let me know, he said, that they throwing people out, the parents and coaches or whoever that get confrontational with the officials, which that's the way it should be, man. If it is what it is, I mean, it ain't that serious, not to me at least, but
right. No. And then my take on it, I was trying to find this other it was a conversation brewing just about Let me see if I can still find it. But no, that's a great point when you talk about folks just making sure that you just on top of things. Like if it's bad officials but my biggest notion when you have these events, and not to just be like on some money grab, because at the end of the day, this may be somebody's business, and we need the business of basketball to continue to push the game forward. So it's not no knock on guys who have different platforms for different kids to participate, but the notion is having quality over quantity. I know what I invest in as a coach, and even just as a parent or just as an everyday person. You can look at people who that's out and about. They pay top dollar for their outfits. They pay top dollar for the places that they go, the vacation spots, the nightclubs. They jump the line. They do all of these different things. So when you travel out of town to play in any type of tournament, or if you have a team and you investing in the youth and you investing in kids, you pay top dollar for everything else. But when they get to an event that's for kids, folks get mad at the pricing that they may put out there. Now, let's just say the pricing is kind of ridiculous. Okay, I get it. But at the same time, the pricing is ridiculous a lot of times to keep riffraff out. If I make everything cheap, I'm going to get a cheap type of element that comes into the gym. That makes sense? Yeah. If I'm paying top dollar for everything, I know that the people that's in here invested their time and energy, and that they ain't got time to be messing around ready to argue with a referee or argue with some parents or different things like that. So it's like, my thing is, you pay top dollar for everything, but you want to complain about certain things that you don't want to pay top dollar for, but then you want those results. Customer service is at an all-time low no matter where you go. You can be, I'm quick to say that Chick-fil-A probably got the best service out of any restaurant, fast food. Them kids be up there working. It be 10 of them hanging out the window. You got 10 of them in the driveway, this, that, and the third. Customer service is at an all-time low all around the board. So why would you expect something else at a sporting event when people 9 times out of 10 either volunteering their time or their energy or they invested in the youth? So give me your take on that.
No, I agree. I mean, being, you're a parent, you invested, you invested, you looking at, you looking, but in the same token, when you spend that kind of money, you want something for your money. Like, say for instance, if I pay X amount of money for this tournament, X amount of money to get in, then why don't we have top officials? Why is it not like, why is the facility, dirty and nasty or whatever, so
ain't nobody swept the floor in ages, boys.
The Gatorade bottles is piled up, up under the bench, and if you paying, like you say, so you a customer, like you say, but a lot of times it's a money grab, so it's a slippery slope, man. It's slippery,
yeah, but shout out to all the guys that's running the tournaments, man, and doing their thing with the events, man. Hats off to you, man, taking the time, especially out of your day, out of your weekend, to organize certain things like that, because the kids need it. But at the same time, man, a lot of these guys, man, we need to what was we at? We was somewhere. I think I just went up. It was a situation where the family arena. Do they still have, and people can tell me or let me know, do they still have high school games at the family arena in St. Charles? They still have events out there? Like, just like an arena that can hold maybe like, 5,000, 7,000 type
concerts,
of arena. Yeah, they had concerts, but I was just thinking about the games, because it's St. Louis, man. It'd be real nice for us to have a little facility like that, because everybody can't do the Shavits, right? Everybody can't do the Enterprise. You know, and by some of these high school gyms, depending on where you go, they not gonna have a whole lot of riffraff or a lot of the accessibility to have events. So man, that just, I mean, you know, where else could we have like, you know, go ahead.
Well, I don't know why Misha don't bring the state championship back to St. Louis. Why not? Used to have it down the key.
That's the Kill, or even like I said, the St. Charles Arena would be a nice little place to have some nice little events out there, man. You can have an all district tournament, just so many different things that can be done for like a small venue that it don't have to be the 15, the 12 to 15,000 seater. Nice packed intimate place like a little civic center, and you know, man, pack that thing out, man. I think that'd be super dope. So man, so yeah, we gonna so we're gonna keep the energy going, man. Hopefully, man, throughout this week, man, I'm gonna try to keep the momentum going. Make sure again you like and subscribe to the channel. Again, man, Team SeatGeek, man, promo code Coach Turner, $20 off your first purchase. In closing, Coach, man, we kind of did a nice little deep dive, man. Give me some updates with what you got going on. And what
man, I'm like you say, preparing for this summer coming, man. I'm excited about that. Working out with my 8th grade Larry Hughes team, man. I need some 8th graders. We got tryouts the 19th out of Larry Hughes, man. Get at me if you know an 8th grader, man, that's looking for a team. Other than that,
let's do it, man.
Yeah,
man. Like I said, that's what's up, man. Shout out to all my partners, man. Randy Bird, in the place. Yeah, we went live tonight, man. Shout out to Lambus, man, chiming in. Lamb, I got to get you on here, man. We gonna probably go live tomorrow, man. So if you're available, make sure you hit me up, man. We get on here. So like I said, I'm trying to, man, build up the community, man, to have these conversations going, because we talk about this stuff all day long. But it's nice to kind of get some traction, man, get some feedback, kind of get some different ears and eyes involved in these things. I'm not a street person, man. I'm not out and about, man, running the streets, man. This my streets right here, man. I'm trying to hit up these Facebook streets, these YouTube streets, man, these X streets, man, all these streaming streets, man. So yeah, so now again, man, we in the gym, we locked in. I think June 3rd through June 7th, man, got basketball camp, man. Any kids, boys and girls, 5th grade all the way up into 8th grade, man, get at me, man. We got summer camp all summer long. We got stuff heating up for our Dragons. Shout out to all our guys, man, playing AAU ball all across the country, man. We just had a nice banquet, man, sending these guys off, man, with a nice putting a cap on the season, bookending the season, man, getting ready to transition to 2024-25. Also got a father-son camp I'm brewing. I'll get more information out about that. That'll be the weekend of Father's Day. Man, how that hip feeling, Pat? Man, we got to get you out there, man.
I'm bringing my kids
Ryan out there and Tyler. Man, get them out there, man, so we can go through some dreams. So we can both be out there.
For sure.
Set some screens on folks. So yeah, man. So now be on the lookout the rest of the week, man. We try to do some lives, man, to see what's going on with these NBA guys, man. And if you got any other subjects or topics, man, you kind of want me to touch on, hit me up. And I appreciate everybody, man, taking out their time. I like to always close with, man, make sure that you're grateful for every sunrise and thankful for every sunset, man. Man, God bless everybody, man. Rest in peace to Gleek, man. We got, man, had a big pillar in the community, man, pass away. Man, Big Gleek, man. Hats off to you, man. Big Rick, man. You, man, great person, man. Every time I went up to Tandy or anytime I've been around any gym in the city, man, you always welcome me with open arms, man. And yeah, shout out and to him and his family. Rest in peace. And yeah, so that's tough right there. So again, man, make sure you're grateful for every sunrise and thankful for every sunset. Man, appreciate you guys for chiming in, Coach. Man, right on. Appreciate you.
All right.